Hi, Amanda. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Excellent. Not as sunny and bright and lovely as you are, but yeah, I'm doing my best.
You're the best. You're the best. What an incredible film. First of all, what an incredible honor to chat with you. Like, I know you hear this all the time, but you are so loved,
Uh,
and I absolutely adore you. And every time I see you in anything, I'm just like, how does he get better looking and better every single time? Every single time I see you, it's just like, my God, you're like a fine wine.
Thank you very much. I got to thank Mama for those Asian genes. As they say, beige don't age. But I'm working, man. I say it often. I'm running twice as fast to stay in the same place.
Isn't that just amazing how life does that to you?
Yeah, yeah. It,
Yeah.
it, it requires a little, participation.
So let's chat about this new incredible movie at two, which, by the way, brilliant title since it's all about Shakespeare. So brilliant. Talk to me about how you got involved with this project.
With a role like this, I'm like, wow, how did they think of me? Because it's outside of the box. But I mean, the
Yeah.
the role is outside of the box too, which I think maybe they knew of my theater background and whatnot. There were a couple of people involved in the production that I'd worked with before, so I think they probably recommended me. But at any rate, yeah, the script comes to me, and Malcolm McDowell is already attached. I love Malcolm McDowell.
Oh,
The role is like tailor-made for him. It is so entertaining. It is so fascinating to watch, and I had a front row seat. But I mean, literally hooked me on page one when he starts giving notes to his young cast, and I thought, oh my gosh. I've sat there. I've gotten those notes. I have given those notes. I knew that guy from Jump Street. And then all of a sudden, when his pretension and his elitism and his purity, when it all starts to get a little twisted, it just becomes more and more fascinating. It's so much more fun to play. So for the audience, it's like I play a director who has mounted a production regionally of Julius Caesar. Obviously, has a lot of headaches with that, but add to that mix the fact that he thinks the young hunk who got the role through nepotism to play Brutus is stooping his wife. And yeah, that starts to make Brett spiral, out of control. So there's a lot of bloodletting after the fact.
do you think that psychosis is a definite thing that happens anytime Shakespeare enters the room? Like trying to mount those kind of productions, do you think there's a level of psychosis that happens with all directors?
Yeah, it's interesting because it is sort of infamous, isn't it? I mean, that legacy comes with it. I mean, especially with the Scottish play. So
Yes.
fortunately, we weren't doing that. But yeah, some people have said that this film is like the Birdman meets The Shining. And Jack Nicholson kind of slowly losing it and having a bit of cabin fever. So this is
Oh,
this
great.
is how we see Brett slowly unraveling as well. So it's um, the pressure of that. I mean, the heightened, backdrop of Shakespeare. Literally, I mean, this jealousy he has with his wife is of Othello, standards. So yeah, I mean, you could easily spin in that direction.
So you are a master of stage, of screen. You've done it all. What is it like doing a movie based on being doing stage work and the immediacy that you get with stage work, but you're not really getting with this?
Yeah, yes, they're very, very different, and that's why I love getting back on stage and reigniting that fire, and also reinforcing that foundation because I think it's when you're doing films that are so scattershot in their approach and they're shot out of continuity and whatever, building a character from the ground up and knowing their character arc is very important when you start breaking it up. Uh, the interesting process of making Ed 2 was that it's a low budget film about the theater. And
Mhm.
so Max Sanis would do very long takes. A lot of those monologues I had were like one take, throughout. And I remember Malcolm McDowell's first day of work, where we actually are doing that scene on the stage. we do the rehearsal, and so how are we going to break this up? And Max was like, no, we're going to do the whole 5-page scene in one shot, And he's, oh, you're one of those. So parts of it were very much like doing,
That's
like doing
incredible.
theater.
That's incredible. What do you hope people gather from this? Is there a takeaway from this that you want people to take away with them?
We played the festival circuit, and the movie was such a surprise. People didn't know what to expect. It's a hybrid. It's a horror thriller, black comedy, character study. So people are just really entertained about it. But it's also such a smart piece. It is about one man's passion and the standard that he applies himself to his art,
Mhm.
and how that can get twisted and turn into something dark, and edgy. And so there is that. I know that theater kids all over are really going to dig it, but I think just anybody who enjoys cinema, and especially like low budget cinema, young filmmakers, and that's
Yes.
one of the things I love doing with supporting Max and his whole team. They're very ambitious, very hungry, and you feel that passion. It's very much a labor of love, and I think Max and everybody knocked it out of the park, especially the young actors too who play my cast.
I have one more question for you. Broadway calls you and says, Lou, we want you to pick what role you want, and we are going to mount a production so that you can have the role that you want. What are you picking?
Man of La Mancha.
Oh my
Easy
God,
answer.
yes.
Easy answer. I've loved that one forever and would love to do it. The problem is that Brian Stokes Mitchell is a friend of mine, and it's like, oh my gosh, trying to fill those shoes. Like when I did The King and I, and did it differently than Yule, I would have to find a
Yeah.
way to make it my own. But that's a classic piece that I would love to do.
There is not a single doubt in my mind that you would not own the crud out of that and make it your
Thank
own. You are amazing. Et Tu is being released when?
It is July 25th, video on demand on all platforms. You can rent it or buy it. It's very convenient and it's a lovely weekend watch. So check it out.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I absolutely adore you, and I am so honored to chat with you. Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, you're so sweet, Amanda. Thank you for your time.
Take care of yourself.
You bet.
All right. Bye.